What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video. This time, this is about the ROG Ally X. I just want to do a quick likes and gripes video on it so you guys know what I do like about it. This is not a technical video. I will go over a little bit of technical stuff, but for the most part, this is just my opinion and my vibe on this machine running Windows 11. So first thing I just want to get off the right off the bat is that it does run a Z1 Extreme processor, which is the one that everyone's using right now. Yes, the Z2 has been announced. It should be rolling out more things coming forward, but the Z1 is just fine. I am playing these games without an issue, which we'll get into. 24 gigabytes of RAM, 1080p screen, variable refresh rate. I play most of my games on 720p, personal choice. I'd rather extend my battery, and I don't feel like I get such a loss or degradation of video that it's really a big deal. Anyway, let me just get to some of the likes first. First thing I like, the portability. So the Legion Go that I just kind of showed off recently is really, really big at 8.8 inches. This is a 7-inch screen, so this is more in line with like a cell phone screen, like a really big cell phone, maybe like a Galaxy S25 Ultra, kind of thing, but a little bit bigger, just a smidge bigger than that. And it's plenty portable. Like that's what makes it really portable. The big one it didn't feel as portable. This one I feel like I can just kind of put into a slim bag and just kind of keep going with my day. And that I really do enjoy that because even though it's fairly small in comparison, all of the games play just fine, and I can see everything just fine. I can play Marvel Rivals on this without an issue. I can play Fortnite on this without an issue. So the portability really is really convenient if you're into that and you are traveling a lot and you do put this in like your backpack or inside of some kind of carrying case. And there's so many accessories for this as far as carrying cases and then other kind of cases that have like front covers and such, that this is well worth it in my opinion. I will admit I do like the way that the 8-inch does look a little bit more as far as playing content on it, but that I feel like I have to have sat upright with a kickstand or something, whereas this one I feel way more comfortable kind of holding and playing like an old Game Gear or Atari Lynx. So first thing I love, portability. Second thing, the amount of RAM this comes with is a lot more what I think all of them should be coming with moving forward. 16 gigabytes to me, I know a lot of people can do it. I know a lot of games don't necessarily require to have more, but there are certain games out there that, like Ratchet and Clank, that seem to want to have more RAM available in the VRAM. So with the Legion, I had to switch the VRAM in the BIOS manually to 6 at minimum. This one, because there's 8 extra gigs on top of that 16, I can automatically set it to 8 and just move on with my life. And it works phenomenally with Ratchet and Clank, and I'm sure some other games that maybe some of you are playing. Every other game, if I were to just move it to auto, like Fortnite, Fall Guys, Marvel Rivals, a lot of games in Steam that you can think of, Batman, Arkham Asylum, stuff like that, will not have an issue on auto. But I do like knowing that I have that 8 gigabytes of VRAM that I can just kind of set aside, and if I want to increase it or decrease it, they make it very, very easy in the Armory crate and stuff. So like there are a lot of really, really nice features as far as that goes. So the amount of RAM in this to me is the bare minimum. I think that should be across the board, period. The third is the battery. Holy moly, the battery in this thing is phenomenal. I know that a lot of people, complained about the original Ally's battery, and I will admit it wasn't the best. But this one, that anxiety for battery that I had with the Legion Go, gone, completely missing here. I can play this thing confidently without having to worry about the battery for hours before I start, wondering, hey, where's my battery level at? Whereas with the Legion Go, it felt like I was playing and looking. So I'd get through a round of Rivals, look, see that maybe 10, 12, 15% depleted in one game, and it gives me a little bit of anxiety. This one, 5% maybe. I've seen as low as 3% in one match. Maybe as soon as a fast match, I don't really know, but that to me is how it should be. I should not have to worry or think about it, and I love that about this. So if you are looking for an absolute battery champion, I cannot recommend this enough. And I play all my games at 17 watt performance mode, so it's not like I'm just moving it around and changing the wattage or anything. I am playing this pretty much as is, as I imagine most consumers will be, because even though I am someone who is fairly technical, I still don't want to have to worry about playing with all those aspects of it every single time I play a game and thinking about it and moving and say, no, just want to open it, play it. And you know what? This works for that just fine. The fourth thing is the hand feel. So this one, unlike the Legion, has like this slight slope going upward where your hand rests, where your palm rests. And let me tell you, that sits nice. The Legion Go had sharper edges that didn't slope or anything, so they kind of dug into your palm, whereas this one absolutely it's a treat to hold for long periods of time. I honestly forget that I've been holding it for hours at times because it's not too heavy. Yeah, it's a little heavier than the original ROG Ally, but you know, it's not so heavy that it's completely uncomfortable. I think it's got a nice solid heft to it, a nice build, but those sloped sides in the hand in the way that there's no buttons just kind of everywhere, like on the Legion Go, is a really, really great thing. You know, you could open up things like the armor crate and you have, you know, all of this at your access, and you can reach it pretty nicely because it's a smaller screen and the hand feel. You can kind of reach both sides with ease versus a larger screen where I'd have to kind of, you know, poke and prod and maybe keep it up on a kickstand to, you know, use it. So I definitely am a big fan of that. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows, guys. There are some dislikes that I have about this. For one, the screen size compared to the competition as far as Legion Go, MSI Claw 8 and whatnot. I'm fine with the screen, but I will admit every time I go back to Legion Go to use, I love that screen. There are times where I do want to play on a bigger screen, and this one is not giving me that. It is giving me just enough to play the game and be just fine, but it's not giving me enough to actually really enjoy the experience the way I would on the 8-inch. But the trade-off is that portability I was talking about earlier. I can actually use this thing to its full potential in handheld mode, where I don't have to feel like I have to prop it up every single chance I get to make it more comfortable. So it's something that's you're either gonna like or dislike. You know, the bigger screen comes with some downsides. This one comes with some downsides with the smaller screen, but overall, it's something that you're gonna have to see for yourself when you go down to a Best Buy or a store that carries one of these in your local area, and just kind of hold it and see what you think of that size. I think it's fine for most games, but I do prefer the larger screen personally. The stiffness of the joysticks is, I kind of enjoy them looser, kind of like in the Legion Go or on the original ROG. I kind of like how loose they were. It didn't feel as resistant, but I do know that, you know, a lot of people do prefer the more resistant. There probably are reasons for it that make perfect sense. I don't know what those reasons are. I just know that I enjoyed the looser sticks versus this one. But once again, I think that this is just fine overall. It's a personal preference thing, but I just kind of, you know, enjoyed some of the other looser ones. It's not like it's super stiff, but you can definitely tell it's noticeably stiffer, in my opinion, than Legion Go, which kind of feels like it flies to the side when I use it. But that's just a personal preference. Once again, everyone's gonna be a little different on that. 3. So, you know, the price. The price of this one is just, you know, it's hit or miss. You know, if you can find an open box for a decent price, that's the way I would go. I don't think I'd buy this brand new. Not with what's coming out in the, you know, in the future and what is coming out even now with the MSI 8, you know, plus AI one. You know, I think that this is good for a lower price, but I don't know if it's worth the $799 asking price for this. In my opinion, maybe $699. If you can get it for under $700, especially under $600, buy this. Pick it up, play it, love it. This thing will last you. It's got these 2 ports up here. You can plug it in and then plug it into an external monitor, all without having to worry about using other cords. So it's super freaking convenient up there for that. But, you know, the price of this is just really high, guys. I don't know. It's just my opinion. When you're coming from, gaming laptops sitting right next to it for, $499, $599, $699, the HP Victus, in my opinion, is one of the best gaming laptops for value. I've bought, multiple of them for people, just because they work. They are a good laptop. And you can usually get them on sale at Best Buy for a really decent price. This is amazing. It's great. It's wonderfully portable, but for $799, it's a tough ask in my opinion. If you can find it on sale, buy it. If you can't, hold off. Hold off if possible. If you do want to pay full, you're going to get a wonderful experience no matter what. This is an open box used from Best Buy. I'm not going to lie, I was not going to buy this brand new, but I saw it on open box and I said, you know what, for the price, I can justify this quite easily. And you know what? No regrets. I think that this is such an amazing machine overall. The way that it plays the games, the way that it operates, the amount of RAM, love it. The last gripe for me is Windows 11, which you're either going to love it or hate it. I personally do enjoy it, but on a handheld, you're going to run into quirks. You're going to have issues where suddenly you're not going to be able to move the cursor. So you're going to have to manually go in here. You're going to have to manually switch that one that says, control mode auto. You have to switch that to desktop. So you have gamepad and you have desktop. And when you switch it to desktop, it basically pulls up a cursor and you use it kind of like you would in a just a normal Windows environment. And it's really, really convenient. You can use these as your mouse buttons and you kind of go over things and, you can click and, move it around. It's really nice, but it's something that you have to remember that when you go back into the video game, you got to switch it back to game mode, gamepad or auto. So, sometimes that can be a little annoying. And it's not that I dislike this because I think that Windows is a fantastic operating system. It's my operating system of choice. But I think for a lot of people who aren't into, treating this like a Windows machine, they're going to find that to be annoying. I personally love the fact that it's a Windows machine. To me, this is a laptop. To a lot of people, this is a Game Boy. And they don't know how to operate it any more than a Game Boy. They don't want to deal with it. And I don't blame them. Once again, I went to Best Buy, saw the returns. It's not a super popular way to navigate your system for a lot of people, especially those who aren't as patient with Windows as I am. So I know a lot of people always say, put Bazite on it. I personally want the anti-cheat for certain games, Call of Duty, Fortnite, Fall Guys. I like having the ability to play games as I want, and I think that this is great. Personally, I am a big fan. I'm sure Bazite is great, and I'm sure a lot of you will use it, but me personally, I'm going to stick with Windows. I love Windows. I think that the amount of things that I can do on this is amazing as far as it being a laptop with a video gaming thing attached to it, and I love that about it. But some of you may not. Some of you just may want to turn it on, open the game immediately from the list, and just kind of, move on. And I know that there are some cool features, but I don't know. I like this. I prefer this. I think this is great. But overall, I'd say that this is probably one of my favorite machines. I wish the screen was a little bit bigger. If it was 7.5, that would be so good. But, whatever. It's not a big deal. But that extra little bit would have been really, really nice. Kind of like the Steam Deck OLED with the 7.4-inch screen. I would have liked to see something like that on this. But you're going to get a powerhouse, okay? If just speaking on layman's terms, not being technical, this is just a fun device. If you don't overthink it, you don't overcomplicate it, you just kind of open it, install Steam, install Epic, just battle.net, whatever you're going to use, and just kind of play the games as you click on them. And a lot of the games don't seem to have much issue. At least I've not run into any issues as far as the controller use and whatnot, which has been absolutely fantastic. And I think that this is a great machine for a lot of people. But if you are finding that you don't like the experience of Windows, they are coming out with SteamOS versions of these newer machines, not necessarily by ROG. We don't know what they're going to do moving forward, but the Legion line has the S, and some other ones I'm sure will be coming out that are going to be using SteamOS, the actual SteamOS. And I think for those people, this is going to be a really good deal for them to use that. But for those of us who are okay with Windows, for those of us who do love tinkering and playing with it and having the full operating system at your disposal, this thing is just, it's phenomenal, guys. I love it. I'm going to be keeping this probably over the Legion. So just because I like the extra RAM, I like the ergonomics of this a little bit more. I prefer the screen on the Legion Go. I prefer the joysticks on the Legion Go. But those extra buttons on the side of the Legion Go, oh my God, I am just, they're not for me. They're just not for me. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate your time, and hope you guys have a good one. See you later.